Welcome back to the FPS tutorial. This is part 10.5. Today we're going to work on implementing fastcast. We're going to add things like shotguns, bullet drop, bullet spread, bullet travel, which is technically already a thing, bullet holes, muzzle flashes, casings, ejecting out of a gun, just making our guns better overall, and it should be cool. So we'll see how it goes. So the first thing we need to do is we need to add fastcast to our project, which is basically a module script that it does something similar to what we did in the last video with knives, where we use raycasting, but instead it's a fastcast. So to make a fastcast, we have to add in the fastcast module. I'll put a link down in the description where you can grab it, or you can just go up to the toolbox, search for fastcast underneath the models, and it's fastcast redux by this guy right here, and we just drag that into our project. I'll click it, and I'm gonna throw it into our modules folder. I'm also, for today's episode, I'm gonna group everything in here. So I'm going to go to framework server, and where we do the shoot event, this part where we make the bullets, I'm going to delete. First of all, we need to create some stuff for fastcast. So in modules, I'm going to start out with the M4 as always. I'm going to go down here between the end bracket and return settings, and I'm just going to type in local fastcast equals require game.replicated storage.modules.fastcast redux, and I'm going to say local caster equals fastcast.new. So this creates a new fastcast, obviously. I'm also going to type in fastcast.visualize casts equals true, so that allows us to see them for debugging purposes. This is going to be disabled in the final game. We can add cosmetic bullets, but I'm not going to do that today, I don't think, because there's a lot of more important stuff to do and it's not that difficult. People have already done it online as well. You can just Google a tutorial if you really need it right now. I'll probably add it in a later video, but oh well. Then we need local caster behavior equals fastcast.new behavior. And I'll say caster behavior dot raycast params equals, and just up here in between these two, I'm going to say local rayparams equals raycast params dot new, and I'm going to pass that into raycast params. I know we're kind of rushing through this, but I'll explain what it does once it's done. Here I'll say caster behavior dot, we have stuff like acceleration. We also have things like auto ignore container, which I'm going to set to true. This will help by basically not detecting any cosmetic bullets, which is cool. We can change the acceleration later. Here I'm going to say rayparams.filter type equals enum.raycast filter type.exclude, and that's all we need right now. I'm going to create a function underneath here. I'm going to call it function settings. Make sure it's spelled exactly the same as it is here. Colon fire. And right now what we can just do is we can say raycast params or rayparams dot filter descendants instances player.character, or we can just set character for this. We're going to add a few parameters up here. We're going to have player and character, And then we're also going to have origin, direction, and velocity. And then down here we're going to say caster on fire, and origin, direction, velocity, and caster behavior. And this should be it right now. So what we're doing is we're getting the fast cast module as we normally do. We're creating a new fast cast, which is like creating a new rare cast, turning visualize cast so we can see the rare cast or the fast casts to true. Rare params is just regular rare cast params. These just detect, like, basically down here where we filter descendants instances and then we set character. That means anything that's a member of the our character won't take damage from this or won't be affected by it. You can add more stuff here if you wanted. Then we have caster behavior, which handles a lot of stuff, but right now, we'll get back to that later. Down here, where we fire the caster, we need an origin, a direction, and a velocity. So the origin is just the spawn point, so our muzzle. Direction just towards our mouse. Velocity just some random number. And the caster behavior up here. So, what I can do is in the shoot function, we need a way of getting the item. But right now, for testing, I'm going to say require game.replicated storage .modules.primary.m4a1 fire player.character muzzle pause look pause. I'll set the velocity to like 1000, and hopefully when we play the game it should fire a fast cast, which we should be able to see. It works, but the direction's off, which is fine. That's something that's fine, to be honest. But as you can see, it's working so far. What I might do, in fact, is instead of firing towards the mouse in framework.client, I might instead just fire forward. So I think what I'll do instead is, instead of getting the mouse position in here, I'm going to say camera.cframe.lookVector.unit. So this gets the look vector. So this gets the direction we're looking in. It should work. And as you can see, that just works a lot better. Now we have fastcast implemented technically. Look, it detects, and it doesn't detect our view model. That's great. The only issue with this is, well, there's no like bullet drop or anything, which is fine. That's fine. It's cool. So I'm gonna go to our caster behavior, and underneath caster behavior, we can say caster behavior dot acceleration equals vector3.new, and right now it's set to 0, 0, 0. But if we go to the y-axis, we can actually make it drop. So I'm going to make it drop by gravity. So game.workspace.gravity. The only issue with this is gravity is going to go upwards. So we need to make it, gravity is a positive number, so it's going to go upwards. So we need to just add in a negative. But I think that might be too strong. So I don't want it to just drop immediately. So I'm going to say divided by 2. So this is half gravity, but it's negative. So it's going to go downwards. You can play around with this, but yeah, as you can see, we've got like bullet drop. It's a little bit, I don't think it's enough, but I think it's good, but it's not perfect. So what I can do is I can, instead of dividing it by 2, I'll just leave it as negative gravity. But then that looks like way too much. I might just leave it as this for the tutorial. As you can see, it detects when we hit something. It's accurate and it's easy to manage. Okay, so we should be able to detect when the caster gets hit by saying caster.rayHit. Connect function active cast result. I'm gonna say print. It should work, but I think that might be an error. No? Yeah, print hit. Cool. And when it doesn't, it does not print hit. Cool, cool, cool. So, when it hits, when it say local hit equals result.instant, and I'm going to say print hit. I just want to show you what this looks like, because you might recognize this from the last episode. Yes, as you can see, it prints the part that it's hitting exactly, which is, you might remember, if we look at where we did the knife in framework server, as you can see, we did this in exactly the same way here. In fact, for the bullet hole, what we could actually do is we could just directly copy it and paste it into here. But first we have to say if hit then. Now I believe we can just say, instead of that we can just say hit. And yeah, I think that should work. Let's try it. So that should create a bullet hole and play a hit impact sound. Does not. Normally is not a valid member of. Huh. That should work. Oh. Pretty sure it needs to be a result instead. Yep. Now we have like hit impact sounds. And if you look, we have bullet holes. And we can also, if we come up here, we can also copy the damage part. Kind of. Basically the same thing. I think I am just going to rewrite it. So here, I can say, if hit dot parent, find first child humanoid, then if hit dot name equals head, I can say hit dot parent dot humanoid take damage, and then this is where we put like I'll just put 10 right now. Oh, not 10, I'll put 100 for this and then 10 for that, just to like test values. So that should basically, every time something gets hit, yep, it takes damage. It's awesome. But it does not do it afterwards. It only takes some of the health. we have a folder called bullet holes. So what I'm thinking of doing is I'm gonna say like in here, right here, I'll say if game.workspace find first child bullet holes, then, and then here I'll say game.workspace bullet holes. So any bullet holes it'll ignore and treat them as an invisible object, basically. Huh. Did I spell bullet holes wrong? Is it like something different? No, it was bullet holes. I'll say wait for child bullet holes. So now it should just work. No, it doesn't even fire because it's waiting for the child. So, find first child, maybe? Huh. Because I take it that it's the bullet holes that are causing it to stop taking damage. So, what I'm going to do is in here, I'm going to get this, toggle comment, and I'm just going to try it out and see if it's any better. If it is, it's the bullet holes that are the issue. Yeah, it's working better. Nice. But now we don't have bullet holes, that's an obvious issue. So, what we can do is, I think another way we could do this is just by straight up, like, not making bullet holes again. If, yeah. Okay. I'll say, if hit, oh wait, no, we have it up here already. Here I'll just say else. So if we don't have a humanoid, then it'll spawn a bullet hole. Like I said in the last video, you can adjust it to make hit impacts with like flesh. But I don't need to right now. And it works fine for me without it. Awesome. So here I'm going to set this to false. And I'm also going to, we have the damage in here, so we can just grab it by saying settings dot headshot, and then here settings dot damage. So now it does the right amount of damage. We've improved shooting a lot. So now that we've done this, I am going to, first of all, improve this script here, because if you remember, we only fire it for the M4, which we want to fire it for everything. So, here I'm gonna say item, and then here I'll say for I v in pairs game.replicated storage.modules get descendants if v is a module script and v name item, then and here I'm gonna say require v on fire. In here, wherever we fire shoot, I'm gonna say here framework dot inventory framework dot current slot. Copy this and put this in both of them. And now it should work the same, but it works with every gun now. Yep. And now if we wait, the bullet holes should despawn. Yep, they do. Awesome. I'm literally just going to copy all of this, paste it over to our M9. We don't really need it in our throwables or our we don't need it in our throwables, and we don't need it in our melees. So we're gonna leave that out. And you know what, we'll do shotguns while we're here. So in each module script, I'll say here is shotgun equals true. I'll set this to true right now. And then down here I'll say when we fire it, I'll say if is shotgun, if settings dot is shotgun, then for I equals 1, and then we'll do like 6 pellets. 1, 2, so this will fire this 6 times per shot, and we'll say direction plus math.random I'll plus vector3.new math.random -1 to 1 no math.random -1 to 1, and then just in case we'll do the same thing here. It shouldn't make much of a difference. And then here we'll just say else and paste it regularly. So now it should create like a shotgun kind of effect, I'm pretty sure, and we should have some random spread. I believe the spread's a little bit too intense. Very intense. So I think what we'll do here is we'll say local x offset equals math.random -10 10, and then we'll say x offset equals x offset divided by, and here I'll say like 20, and then we'll do the same with y and z. We're doing this 10 times, or not 10 times 6, because we just want it to like play multiple rounds, I guess, at the same time. So we can say plus vector3 dot new x offset, y offset, z offset. And we're doing this just to give us like a greater range. No, that's a little bit better. Close range, it's good, but still not the best. So I think what we can do is divide it by like 25 or 30, I think. We'll try 30. And we'll see how that works. Because now, if it turns out how we want it to, should be a lot more of like a burst, I guess. And just play around with it until you get it right. I feel like this number might be good for me. Now obviously we're using an M4 for this, but you can add a view model shotgun and just come up here and set the D bounce to like a number until it's cocked and ready. Same with bolt action weapons, just do the same thing. So I'm going to set is shotgun to false. And I will duplicate this with the M9 because all weapons are going to share the same exact module. So we'll just copy this. Not there, paste it in here. And there we go. So now we have shotguns. I think the last two things I'm going to do today: muzzle flash and bullet casings. I'm not going to add in recoil today, I've decided, because honestly I don't feel like it, and honestly I'd rather just do it in another episode rather than rush through it. So I'm going to look for a bullet casing model. This is good enough. Union those two and I'll call it bullet casing. Can collide equals true, anchored equals false, cast shadow equals false. And I'll put this in here. And I'll say in here when we shoot, I'll say, where's that there? I need another one for the bolt. Oh, it's somewhere similar, but for right now, for this video, I'm just gonna put it at the muzzle position. You can change this later. Just add in an invisible part and weld it, and that should be fine. So muzzle pause, not muzzle pause, local casing equals replicated storage objects bullet casing 1 casing parent equals game.workspace casing position equals muzzle pause casing.cframe equals muzzle pause or cframe.new muzzle pause look pause. And really quick, I'll just set anchored to true. I just want to see if it holds in place. Not holds in place, I just want to see if it spawns in the correct place. It does, it doesn't look where it's supposed to though. That direction. So what I could actually do is I could just say that casing.position equals muzzle pause. What I could actually do is here I could say .cframe equals cframe.new muzzle pause, well, look pause times, I don't know, like 50 or something. And I want to see if that works, because if it does, then I mean, it spawns casings, but they just don't have the correct velocity. And also they don't despawn, so I'm going to make them despawn really quick. I'll delete that for now. Game colon get service debris add item casing 5. Adding this on the server is probably a bad idea, I think, so I'm actually going to move this to the client. Just because you could add it on the server, but it's just because it will tank performance if multiple people are firing at the same time, and if it's a big game, then that could really affect it. I want to see if this works. Will only work with semi-auto weapons, I know that. I don't know. Position is not a valid member of muzzle. What's wrong with it? Ah, I think I misspelled it or something. I don't really know. It works, it doesn't work where we need to though. And I really don't know why. Do we have casings? I think I honestly might just ditch those for now and come back to them, because they aren't working. They should be. If I can't figure this out, I might just leave it. I was having the same issue with muzzle flashes actually. Why is it still not working? That isn't working clearly. So for right now, I'll just say casing.velocity equals vector3.new. I'll set x to like n 0 0, because I was gonna make it go in the same direction every time, but I guess if we can't do that right now, then that just isn't something we can add right now. Because from there it looks fine, but it's just not. I really can't think, and I don't have enough time to think today. So honestly, I might just implement all of the base stuff, and then we'll work on it next episode. Really no. I'm gonna add in. I won't move the casing code just yet because it's not fully working. But now I want to add in a muzzle flash. So for this, I'm just gonna get a part. This is really easy, by the way. Like, this is one of the easiest things I think we'll do in this series. It's literally just playing with an image. Well, at least right now. You can add in like effects and stuff. This is just a general idea. I'm gonna search for muzzle flash on images. That one will do, unless it's not transparent, which it isn't. It's got a black background. That one will do. That, and we could even add in a point light to it. Increase the brightness, make it slightly yellow, turn on shadows, and that will be our muzzle flash. So I'll turn off cast shadow, turn off can collide, turn on anchored, rename it to muzzle flash, and I'll put this in objects. let me try that just to see if it works. If it works, I'm gonna cry. Yeah, it doesn't work, and I don't understand why it doesn't work. I'll leave that like that, and we'll say muzzle flash orientation plus equals vector3.new 0 math.random 1 to 360 muzzle flash dot size equals or plus equals vector3.new -1 on math.random -1 to 1 math.random -1 to 1 math.random -1 to 1, and then we'll say game called get service debris add item muzzle flash after like 0.1 seconds. Alright, I can't really get it to rotate towards the mouse. And I feel kind of bad doing this, but I might just cut it short here. But yeah, we did all of the main stuff I wanted to do today. Like, we added shotguns, better shooting mechanics. And to be fair, we did add in all of the stuff I said I was going to add, apart from recoil, but we'll save that for next episode. To be honest, I think I got a bit too ambitious with this video. But, meh, it's fine. I'll add in an actual, like, bolt position, so where the bullets come out of, in the next episode. And I'll also make it so they actually come out of the gun correctly. So for right now, I'm kind of sorry about that. Yeah, that's gonna be it for today's video. I know there's a few bugs that I've left in, which are kind of big. If your game is public, I'd recommend until the next episode, until I fix it, I'd recommend just like making them a comment, like just commenting them out and keeping all of the code there, but it's commented out, so you just don't have casing or muzzle flashes, which I know kind of sucks, but I'll leave a comment. I'll pin a comment if somebody figures it out, or if I figure it out, and just do what they do or what I do. And I'll also let you guys know in the next episode, so you don't have to constantly check if you don't want to. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Hope this helped somebody. If it did, leave a like and subscribe. We're almost at 3,000 subscribers. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.